Next, San Francisco goes to Denver. I'm going to spend some time on this. Actually, I'm going to let you go first, man, because I'm just seething right now over this Denver Bronco this catastrophe that has taken place.
I mean, you go at home against a bad Texans team, and you can barely score a touchdown going into halftime. I mean, they came out the win, but barely, barely. Nathaniel Hackett, man, I don't know what it is. Okay, the number one issue so far is like you got an old running back who's bad, and you have a young running back who's really, really good, who could be one of the top three running backs in the league. Every time he touches the ball, he looks amazing. And they don't give him the ball. You don't think, what's the okay? You get an old running back who gets pulled over for a DUI last offseason, and the guy doesn't look good when he's on the field. He had one good run in that Texans game. You can pass the ball to Jamal Williams. You can hand the ball off to him. And yet, for some reason, they don't want to give it to him. Cortland Sutton looked okay. He's their best receiver. But my golly gee willikers, dude. And I'm so sick of these trick plays around the NFL, and the Broncos are included, dude. You get at the 40-yard line of your opponent, and suddenly you drive down the field with your best players, right? Which is good, which is what you're supposed to do. And then for some reason, you pull out some random BS, and it almost gets Jerry Jeudy hurt. It's so maddening, dude. The only reason they brought Nathaniel Hackett is because they thought it would bring Aaron Rodgers. That's why they brought him over there.
Yeah, that's
it.
Facts. And now they're stuck with him. So
you don't bring Eric Bieniemy because you think you have a chance at Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know. So before I even get into this game, I just have to go on Epic Rant. And you would think I wouldn't care because I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but man, AFC West stand up. I really talk the AFC West up as this murderer's row, and I said, man, bringing Russ in, it's risky because you give up a lot. He's 34. He doesn't run anymore.
Didn't look great the last 2 years.
Dude, hasn't looked great the last 2 years. So you're really banking on a Black Peyton Manning type thing happening here. You know, change of scenery, being really good for him. And it has been, let me tell you, the most disappointing team in the NFL so far has been the Denver Broncos. With that defense is supposed to be a lot better. They're going to get Jerry Jeudy killed, as you mentioned. Cortland Sutton's been okay, but Russ is not cooking nothing but L's in Denver. And the whole situation for the coaching has been so fucking bad. It's been horrendous. Nathaniel Hackett is over his head. I mean, I would get rid of him before I would get rid of Cliff Kingsbury right now. Kingsbury got his job saved last week, or else he would have been fired Monday morning. You're inside the two. This is even worse than Andy Reid in the playoffs. You're inside the two. You have Javonte Williams, who is just dying to go scorched earth. Dying to. And what do? You kick a friggin' field goal at your home opener versus the Houston Texans. You have 0 balls. The coaching has been absolutely anemic. Any coach with his right mind who's seen the eye test for Javonte Williams would never play Melvin Gordon another down. That's number one. Number two, these play calls that you're calling up for Russ are absolutely egregious. They're ridiculous. After losing to Seattle, this guy should have been fired. It's clear that he's way over his head. Now, in comes San Francisco, man, who we were just talking about is rejuvenated. It's almost like Jimmy G is just the allergy shot that they needed to stop all the problems that they were having. They are going to absolutely steamroll Denver. This is my best bet this week. Denver is in trouble. Jerry Jeudy may not play, hasn't practiced much. They're going to just keep a spy on Sutton. This might be the game if they don't take the reins and off of Javonte Williams, that he is. If they go 0-3, they're in big trouble, man. George Kittle is going to make his season debut. They got no answer for him. Patrick Surtain is questionable. He's probably not going to play. Bradley Chubb has done absolutely nothing. And it's not like they're playing tough teams. Seattle? I mean, we're lucky to beat Houston that game. Lucky. 16-9 in your building in the Mile High Mystique. They were booing that guy. This guy, I don't think, was going to survive the season unless he changes things up. And, of course, he's saying all the right things. They got to be better. Russ is saying all the right things. Look, I relish in the fact that they're doing poorly because I could care less about the Broncos. The Chiefs should sweep them again. They should sweep them again. But we're NFL fans first. That's what we are. And I like that about you because, I mean, you're not a homer. You'll call out your team. I'm not a homer. I will call out my team at the drop of a hat. This is not good for the NFL. And I think that if they can run the ball with Jeff Wilson Jr. and Debo and Jimmy G will do a ball control managed game. I don't care about the mile high air, none of that. I think they win this game by 5 to 7 points. And I
Yeah,
like the under.
the one thing that I felt like I knew the season was like going awry right off the bat. They lose to Seattle in Seattle. After the game, dude, if I lost that game, I wouldn't shake hands with anybody. I'd be gone.
I'd be
But
so mad.
after the game, I hope I can find this tape, dude. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Russell Wilson is on his full on all fours. He's on his knees at midfield signing jerseys after taking a fat L to a bad Seattle team. Dude, that the imagery of seeing him in a Broncos uniform essentially bowing down on his knees signing a jersey, dude. That's so bad. I know he played there forever, so there's some sort of sentimental value. Yeah. I would say F all of that, man. If I'm Russell Wilson, I'm like, all right, semantics, who cares?
I'm out of there.
One of the NFL, dude. I'm not getting on my hands and knees at midfield in Seattle to sign jerseys after the game. I'm gone, dude, and I'm gone, and I'm getting ready for my presser, and then I'm going home.
I'm out of it. And
I
just
didn't like that. I didn't like the imagery.
You know, he loves DK Metcalf. They have a relationship. The truth is that, you know, he knew that he was going to be out of there because it was either him or Pete Carroll. But, you know, he's got these relationships on the team with these guys. The jersey swaps, they're going on. I understand all that. However, that's a horrible loss. And then to come home and lay the type of egg where you lay, I mean, these guys haven't scored a rushing touchdown. They haven't scored a rushing touchdown. They got 2 fumbles inside the 1. All they're doing is kicking field goals. You're not beating anybody besides Houston with that. They are horrible, horrendous.
Maybe they'll turn it around. I don't know, but so far it has looked very. They are lucky to play the. I mean, if they played in week 1, they played the 2 worst teams in football in the first 2 weeks.
And they could. If Houston had anything, I mean, Houston's coaching is bad too. I mean, Lovie Smith is no world beater, but Houston was in that game. Houston could have won that game. Boy, the Broncos are bad, man. I mean, they're really bad. And to think that you signed Russ. That's the thing, is that you Tom Brady'd Russ with that contract. He's going to be playing in Denver till he's 50. I mean, are you kidding me? You gave that guy that much money for this kind of production? I don't wish them well. I think it's sad to see because Jerry Jeudy's a baller. He is a baller. Javonte Williams, man, I think he might be my new favorite player in the National Football League. Dude, hashtag free Javonte Williams. Put it everywhere. Free this guy. This guy is an absolute stud. He breaks more tackles than anyone since Barry Sanders, and they will not let this guy spin. And I just don't understand it, man. Don't you want to win? Screw Melvin Gordon, man. Melvin Gordon's a has-been. He is a bum. Give Javonte the ball 30 friggin' times and roll. But are they going to do that? No. They want this timeshare, and it's going to get this guy fired. That just goes to show you, just because you came from a winning culture doesn't mean you go someplace and win. Rant over.
Build it yourself, man. It doesn't carry with. You got to build it yourself. And then Russell Wilson's on the side. Call out the pass. Call out the run. I don't know if you've ever seen that clip before.
Russell Wilson.
He plays for youth football.
He's such a yes man. He's such a yes man.
He's just corny. He's you know those Drake memes where they portray Jake as very corny. He's like the real life version of that.
He's so corny, man, and it sucks because I like Russ. You know, to me, Russ is a Hall of Famer.
He's not a bad guy. It's just
he's
very goofy. He's just
all these good guys, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's in the NFL. It's like nice guys finish last. I mean, I know he's got a ring, but he'll always be known as some corny dude. Same thing with Derek Carr, man. Great off the field dude. Awesome guy. When it counts, where are you? I mean, even Patrick Mahomes, who has got like a level of kind of like just weird, corny dude. You know what I mean?
It sounds like
but let me tell you something. You push Patrick Mahomes' buttons and watch what happens. You push his button. PFF,
got that dog in him,
dude. PFF is pushing his buttons. Patrick Mahomes is going to go scorched earth tomorrow. He is dying to let the world know
that dog in him.
I'm still here, man. You know what I mean? I'm still Patrick Mahomes, and you are going to respect me. And so, you know, while he has some of those those character traits those other guys have. He's a dog, but those guys, man, Russ, I feel bad for Russ. Robbed of a Super Bowl, now he's stuck in Denver. If they don't come away with a win here and they go 0-3, this team definitely is not making the playoffs, and I give them maybe 7 games max. They're in really big trouble versus a really good
like
defense.
Average.
And this is going to be on Sunday Night Football. So there's no other game somebody else is watching to kind of like take your attention away. The whole world's watching here. You know what I mean?
It's a good Sunday Night Football game.
Free Javonte Williams. I'm going to say it until it happens. And I don't want injuries to happen to anyone. But if Melvin Gordon gets hurt, watch what happens. I'm telling you, you heard it here first. This is going to be the next great running back in this league. And they do not use him the way they need to. And because they don't, I do not feel bad for them. They could lose every game as far as I'm concerned. But the coaching just drives me nuts. That's it, man. Those are our 3 World of Matchups. Blue Milk Boys, Dexter Reed, Spencer the Wiz. We'll see you guys next week. We appreciate you watching and following us every week. We're out.
See ya.